Hello there, management fans. Welcome back to the FIFA Manager playthrough. So originally for Windows 95, we are playing on Windows XP, just in case it's important to you to get all the details. So we're playing as QPR here, and we're doing pretty well. What's more important though, is we are improving our finances as we go through, and we've got an English Cup match coming up. So sadly, if you're new, we can't do the match highlights because I can't get them to work. If you're established, you already knew that, and thank you for coming back anyway. This has been one of the better performance series that I've done, so I'm grateful for everyone who's been watching. Now hopefully you'll be able to hear a bit more of the ambient sounds. When I move on to my Windows XP PC, I've now got a way to get the sound into that via the box that's bringing this picture up for you, but for the time being my laptop, I can't get that to work due to the port that's on it, because this is a very old laptop. But here we go then. So I'm going to move into the main thing let me start that again. The main thing I've figured out since you were last with me, which is my finances, and the way that I can increase my finances via my tickets. So I'm going to go into facilities here. I'm always a bit rusty when I come back to this. I'm going to go to finance. And then we're going to go to our ticket prices. I did joke in the last episode, this is a bit like football finance CEO manager. Now, this is what I have done, and this is what's improved. You'll see my balance is quite healthy. We've got 3.5 million. Still not signed anyone, which is unusual for me. But we have put the home tickets down to 16,000, and we've increased the away attendance. So we are getting more money per game because we are getting more away fans coming in than we were getting. So the home fans weren't selling out their allocation. So as we go through, I'm going to continue tweaking these, and I'm going to consider adding on £1. Because I don't know those people. I don't owe you anything. So that's what we're going to try and do. Then we're going to have a look ahead. We're going to go to generate next match. We are missing a midfielder. Your wages have been paid. Total wage bill was 264. There's our vendors. Stadium concessions. And now this is important to me. Number of units in stock, 315. Number of orders units. So yeah, we're doing pretty well on that front. Stadium maintenance, and I knew that. So we are missing a midfielder, which means to me we must. Impey is out. I forgot that he's got a red card. So I'm going to fire in Murray. I'm going to put him in there, and it's going to drop him into holding midfield because that's what he's set. But one of the things that I do like about this is that it has got this little. Can change the positions here. So I want him to be a right midfielder, and I'm just going to go into his. It's not his biasing. It's his style, isn't it? So this is what's important. So what have I got Peacock on? Passing game, possession game. So I want my man Murray to be on the same, and he is on the same. There we go. So midfield keeping the ball. Sinclair doing what he wants. He's my George Ware. Well, George Ware wasn't really a free wall, was he? He was just a magnificent player. But then I've got some actual strikers with that man behind them. So let's go. Generate match. FA Cup. Completely forgot who we are playing. We're playing Crew. There we go. Here is the lovely Crew in the background. That is an excellent train station. I'm loving that. Who have they got? They got Cutter, Westwood, Smith, Collier, Lee Unsworth. I presume it was Lee. Do not remember him starting at Crew. This was 95, so I'll check that afterwards, or you can let me know. Tierney, Charnock, Gareth Whaley, Savage, Adebola, who would later go on to be at Birmingham, wouldn't he? Was that Colin Little? And then, is this Marcus Gale? I'll be trying to buy him in a minute if it is. I do not remember him being via Crew, Rivers and Garvey. Our team, as it always is, Sommer, well, mostly, Sommer, Brevitt, McDonald, Chalice, Bardsley. The only change is Murray coming in. So with Quasi, Peacock, Murray, Sinclair, Spencer and Dicchio, and then Roberts, Yates and Barker on the bench. Not that it matters because it never makes any subs. Got some traffic here as well. You people should be on the train. Glorious train. And we are on form at the minute. So let's have a look who has scored. Their passing is even worse than ours normally is. Dicchio's hit a hat-trick. This man's put himself in a shop window with that club goal. With that cup goal against the team in a higher division. Can you hear the ticket, the video printer and the phones, and it sounds like a fax machine. Oh, it's glorious. I might have to do a recording and just put that up as a little YouTube short or something. Great win for Stoke. Look at that, 6-3. What a cup game. There we are. We're through. Is Impey back? He is not. So current date is Saturday 4th. We don't have a game for an entire week. So hopefully these guys' energy is all going to start coming back. We'll have to keep an eye on Sinclair. Tell you what, let's move him out because you know what he's like. So let's go 4-3-3 next match. A true 4-3-3. So we can at least check. Do you know what? I'm going to leave Sinclair out. Let's click this straight through anyway. So here we are. We've got Reading. We're away at Reading. Lots of space here. I'd like to be developing that if I was there. So we've got Hammond, Bernal, Hunter, Wadolski. I hope I pronounced that right. Bowden, Gooding, Darren Caskey, Mika, Quinn, Morley, and Nogan. So Caskey was still there when we were managing them on LMA 2000 or the first one. And then Oaken, he was on the transfer list, wasn't he? Because we saw him before. But it's another win. This almost never happens. I would like to go back through my videos and see what my best on-camera consecutive winning streak is. Because we could be on for that. So we're going to have a look at the league. We're still second. Played 28. We're going to go to game 31. Because I want to play a few home games so you can see my new finances. But we're flying. Andy Impey has returned. Let's get him. Are we getting him back in? Let's have a look. Where is Andy? Let's do it. Welcome back. Murray, unfortunate to drop out. Seems like he's played well, but I'm going to leave Qual. Do you know what? No, I'm not. I'm going to drop Murray out for Quasi. I've done some. I know I've done wrong. I'm getting it. It's clicking in my brain now. So Murray is still a right midfielder. I want him to be a defensive midfielder in there. And let's see. We're going to drop Slade out. Sinclair is back. Let's do it. So Slade is 22. Let's get Sinclair back in his free role. How many centre backs doing? For the time being, they are okay. We are going to have a dabble in the transfer market after the next home game just to see what we can do. But we've got Ipswich coming up. Let's have a look where they are. Let's go to events organizer. So here's our run of form. Look, if you look back over Christmas, other than this 2-0 defeat by Palace, we're flying. Well, I say we're flying. We lost to Wolves. Steve Ball scored in that, but there we are. We've won 3 games in a row, including against the team in the league below. So not doing as well as I was making out. But we're going to have a look at QPR. We're going to have a look at our game versus Unresolved. They must be from the lower leagues because I've never heard of them. And then we'll have a look at Norwich and Huddersfield, just so we can see. Oh, look at all these home games in a row. I'm hoping to get this closer to 4 million then. So we're going to have a look at Ipswich and see how we get on. So they've got Forrest, Durant, Walk, Sedgley, Mowbray, Ellis, Thompson, Mason, Slater, Uhlenbeek, Matthew. So we have played these on camera because we definitely remember reading out those names. But they've got Tarico on there now. I don't remember him being on their squad the first time around. And what we're also going to do on this episode, I totally forgot I'd planned to do this. We're going to fill in that corner there. I don't know if there is a manager of the month, but we're just going to have to pretend that I've been awarded it anyway. Look, Gus got himself on the score sheet, made it 1-1, but Sinclair back in the team, trying to show that he should be starting. Well, you sort your fitness out, mate. You will be. But, you know, the passing, I'm going to pretend like that doesn't bother me. Had Birmingham won. They've drawn, so we have gone top. Let's have a look. There we go. This is why you were here. This is what people want to see. So, now this is what I was talking about. So, we've only, even though we're top of the league, we've only sold 5,000 of the 8,000, well, 5,300 of the 8,000 higher price seats. Select seats as a column game, and then 5,000 of the 8,000 at £10. So what we're going to do is we are going to add 1,000 onto the away end, because you'll notice now we're up to 177,000, and the match cost was 63,000. But we are going to try. So the decent amount of units. Then I'm going to run out, aren't I? Again, if we keep doing that, it's a knockout. Your next fixture is the third round of the cup. Why did we come in at the second round? We're in the championship. You've only one chance to get it right, or you'll be knocked out. Decent copy. I'll give them that. Right, so let's go into tickets. And you're going to have to bear with me because I don't have a keyboard. I'm leaning over a mic to type these in. So we're going to drop this down to 7,000. So there you are. Nice little edit there. So you didn't see me leaning over. So we've dropped it to 7,000. Let me just confirm that. There's no worry about, does this make sense? Are the stewards happy with that? Are the home fans happy with that? It just seems to happen. So we're going to see if we can sell out that away end and give ourselves a much bigger match day revenue. Here we go. So it didn't even tell us who we had. It's moved on to Watford. So I think they're in our league, aren't they? So we've got Alex Chamberlain, Gibbs, Millen, Foster, Baisley, who was playing for us 10 years in the future in our universe on Total Club Manager. Hodge, Pitcher, Flash, Ramage, Connolly, Dixon, and then Miller, Johnson and Phillips on the bench. So this is obviously Kevin Phillips. And we've lost. So I'm going to presume they were in the division above us to have hammered us so convincingly. There in a flash. Although we were winning. Ruined me gag now. I should have said Spencer scored, but they equalised in a flash. Because I do always like to pretend to be Jeff Stelling. And then Dixon has taken the game away from us. But let's see how we've done with the tickets. We're knocked out. We only had that one chance and we got knocked out. And Charles has broke his toe. He was knocked out. But look at that. So we sold, sorry to crap into the mic, we sold the 7,000 home allocation. So that's good for me. And then we sold the entirety of the away end. Even though I put that cheeky quid on. And they'll be slagging me off on like teletext and phone in because of the era. But, you know, I'm pleased with that. We've sold all our merchandise though, so I've only got 230 stock left now. So I have messed up there. So I won't be getting CEO Finance Manager of the Month because we've got a lot more home games. I need to get. Who was it that broke their toe? Why is he not there? Chalice. Oh, so he was on the bench. So it does seem to be making subs. Unless it has fired someone from the... I can't even remember my own team now. Unless it has fired someone from the bench on there already. But let's have a look at our energy. We're doing okay. I'm going to leave the ticketing as it is. But let's have a delve into the transfer menu. So we are in the transfer list. I filtered it by transfer listed, which is there. And then I have put it on players over a 70 rating because we've only got a few of them. So if we're looking to improve, that is ideally what we want. So these are the younger players. So for example, you've got Rapalage here. I do remember him, but I don't know how you pronounce that. So he's decent. I don't want to just buy the first player we see, though. A killer centre-back like Diawara here, though. I do like the idea of that. So I don't want his contract duration to be 12 months, do I? So I'm going to put this on 36. I feel like I'm playing some kind of old-school maths game with the fact that it's making me work out how many years I want to offer, but I'm going to put an offer in for him. Oh, look, before, and I took this out because I couldn't find it, I had read in the manual about the idea of loaning a player. And I couldn't find where it was on the menu, but it's there to borrow him. So if you borrow a player, I don't know what it does in terms of transfer fee. But I'm going to put in an offer for him. And we're going to Steve Marley, 7.2 million. We can't afford him, but I'm like, shall we put in a cheeky loan offer? We shan't, not for now. I do want to try and bring in a striker or a midfielder, though. Just because I feel like I should. Who have we got? Tell you what, let's go to all players. What's the youngest we can put this on? I mean, Anelka, he's only 17, he's a 70. Let's put in a borrow. So I want to borrow him for 6 months on his present wages. Put in offer. Let's see what happens. But we're up to 3.5 now. The offer you placed for Diawara has been accepted by Le Havre. He is now a proud recipient of a QPR share. Hopefully we made him pay £32 for it because we don't have many of them left. And it's available for your squad selection. And let's see what happens with Anelka. Here we go. Arsenal are quite happy to loan you Nicholas Anelka for 6 months. They hope this time will be beneficial to both parties and look forward to charting Anelka's progress. Oi, get Anelka in here now and get him on the bus down to QPR. I don't know where either Arsenal or QPR are in relation to London, so sorry for being a snob that doesn't know anywhere down south. But I'm delighted with that. Let's have a look at our team. See how we're going to get these new boys in. So I'm gonna flip Dicchio out for now, and let's get Diawara in. So who's my worst centre back? It is. Tell you what, well, it's not my worst one. I'm gonna get. Well, he is my worst one. I'm gonna take Yates up because of his morale. His morale was low because he knows Diawara is here now. Diawara is number 8, and I hate that. I really hate that. So I've got a centre-back pairing of Yates and Diawara, which is opposite of what I wanted. So let's get them on. And let's move them around. He's like, I'll play on the left, mate. You play on the right. And we're going to fire Anelka straight in. Do you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to put him on the bench because his form is currently 0 because he's not played all yet. And then we're going to check in a minute after this next game and see if his form has gone up at all. But there were our first signings. Cosmopolitan signings they are as well, especially for the Championship. 17-year-old Nicholas Anelka, and then Diawara, whose first name I don't know. Dennis. Feel free to correct me if you do know his correct name. I'm not going to be looking it up, otherwise we will be referring to him as Dennis Diawara throughout the series. But here we are. We've got Norwich again, another team. I forgot to build the stadium, didn't I? But they've got Fleck, Curitin and Adams, Mills, O'Neill, Crook. I've done this in reverse, I get, so apologies if that is triggering to you. And then Edie on the bench. So some of the names that we recognise. We've got our new man in. Oh, Dennis, number 8. And then we've got Nelka on the bench with Reedy and Roberts. And let's have a look. Peacock, Sinclair, Spencer. Daniel Dicchio did not score, so he will be missing out in the next game. But it is a win. Top of the league. And look at those finances. So we've sold out the 7,000 again. Now that I've taken those 1,000 away and have made the home end look fuller, everyone's desperate to get in there. And look at these. I'm like, if I put an extra £1 on there and an extra £1 on there, so it's 16 and 12, am I still going to keep selling out? Because I've made nearly £500,000 there. I'm going to do it. We're out of merchandise, so I have failed in that regard. But let's get number 12, Nicholas Anelka. So I'll leave Spencer on. I'm going to move Dicchio for now. Dicchio goes to the bench. Anelka. No, he's on 0 form. It is Tuesday. We've got a game in February the 1st, so a couple of days. Sinclair, look at him. Tell you what. Dicchio's coming straight back on. because Sinclair, he's not doing it with that, is he? Let's get Quasi on in the base. Let's check the fitness of the midfielders. 83, 90 flat. It would be nice to get through an episode without me clearly reading something on screen like 74 and then saying like 64 as I know I'm prone to do. And then I always put the little, I'm trying to always put the little correction on when I spot them in editing. But we're going to go into tickets and we're going to fleece these away fans. Let's see if we can keep this up. 16. And 12. That's going to put us over £250,000 per game. I know we got our costs, which are about 67,000, weren't they? But let's see how that goes. We'll have one more game versus Huddersfield. We'll slap in the new stand, and then we'll probably be back much later in the year if things continue to go well. We'll come back in to see is there any type of promotion messages if we can get that. Oh, all that build up, and then there was these Division 2 results. Brentford versus Bournemouth, postponed. Coupons away draw. Never fully understood what any of that was about. I know it was a thing that predominantly, if you were like me, an old man with a binder would bring to the door for your parents, and sometimes if they weren't in, you'd have to give him like £1 or £2, and he'd leave the sheet and he'd disappear. What an age some of us grew up in. I say some of us. I've seen the demographics of the people who watch this channel that we grew up in, because we're all roughly in the same age according to our YouTube accounts. Here we go. Though in with the game. Anelka's in for his debut. We've had to drop Sinclair out. So we've got the experienced strikers around Anelka, hopefully stopping these guys from roughing him up. And these guys who are trying to rough him up are Francis, Neil, Sinnott, Parker. Is this Paul Parker? It must be Paul Parker. Mackell, Burnett, Cosby, Edwards, Beresford, Stewart, Browning, and then Norman, Scully, and Whittington on the bench, who may be coming on and may not be coming on. I'm still not totally sure. There we go. Has Nicholas... He has... Look at that. 20 minutes into his debut, 17-year-old striker has scored in the 17th minute. So Spencer's grabbed the first, Anelka's grabbed the second, Marcus Stewart has brought one back for them. But it doesn't matter, because we've got Dennis back there, moosing stuff clear. But he's not moosing stuff clear, is he? It's just dawned on me. I never told him to do that. So let's have a check before we disappear. We're still 2 points ahead of Birmingham. So... even for me, it would be a spectacular collapse in form to not even get in the playoffs, because we are 11 points clear of Bolton now, and there is a big, huge pack there, all the way down to Oldham. You would say are realistically still in that. You would say that Palace, Tranmere, West Brom aren't mathematically eliminated. Well, you wouldn't say they would mathematically eliminated, A, because it's not true, and B, because it would be a crazy thing to say at this time of the season. But Palace have got a game in hand. But as I always say, it's not about the points, it's about the amount of teams. If I'm only this many points behind, but I've got all these teams to overhaul, that is the truly difficult thing. Man City have started to pull themselves clear. Grimsby, Barnsley and Swindon are all in a bit of trouble there, aren't they, along with Charlton and Port Vale. So it's congested. I did say it right the second time. And we're going to have a quick scan of our finances. Let's have a look. So we've done it. So we've broke the 250k barrier, which was my target for the episode. Look, these seats. So they'll come in when there's a cup game, but suddenly they think they're too good when we're playing Huddersfield and we've got man of the match Anelka making his debut. So we'll go check his form. I know I keep saying I'm going to end and then not doing it, but look, we've made some good coin there just by having a tinker with the tickets and figuring out the complete lack of segregation. So what you want, lads. We're managing to make like over 100k more per game than we were making. So for the time being, I'm going to leave things as this, because we've still sold out those away ends despite our increase. They've bought nearly 5,000, they've brought over 5,500 fans with them, which feels insane. Do they always just sell out the away end? Is that a bug or an exploit, or just something that we can look to exploit? If I build 100,000 seater stadium or 100,000 capacity stadium, can I have like 90,000 away fans at it, or 80,000, because well, I'd say we get about 20,000. We don't get near that, do we? We're under 14. I've messed up there. I've really messed up. And we're going to put a little corner on this. Now, this is not the current stand, is it? No, the current stand's empty. Now, I've got just under 2.5 million. Well, this is going to cost me 127,000. This is going to cost me 106. What's the difference? Such a big stand there. Is this just the roof? This is not increasing any of the... Oh, here we are. I found it now. So look, 260 standard seats just above my face. 260 standard seats, but they've got like a nice roof. But then this one, 260 select seats. It's under 200,000. It's not an amazing increase. This is adding 25 weeks. Is that a better roof? I don't get what you're doing. Now, this is important to me. I didn't even think of it. Oh, it's not going to match the corner. But then, oh, I've built such a small stand there. Right, so that's 260 standard seats. This is two. I'm doing what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it the same, I think. Am I? I can't decide. I wish I'd check. This is why I don't like going in Subway, because I don't like being given choice. I wish they would just pick which sandwich it looks like you deserve based on your appearance and what clothes you're wearing that day. I'm gonna go with this because it's the same roof pattern but a bit bigger. I'm gonna go select. I'm going select seats. I'm gonna do it. I'm clicking it. I've clicked it now. It's too late. We're done. So, merchandise. Wrong thing. Here we go. I'm going to have to up this to 2,200 a month. So I'll keep my eye on that off camera, but let's go to the event organizer. Let us find the league table. Let's end by having a look at the league table because I'm actually doing well for a change. I know sometimes I'll be doing well and then I'll drop off, but I'm confident we're going to see this through. So we've got less than 20 games to go. We've got a new stand on the way that will be in there at some stage. We've got more merchandise coming in. We've got a good amount of money coming in per game. So all it remains to do is to say thank you for everyone who's been liking, commenting and subscribing. Really appreciate it. We're very close to breaking that 500 figure mark, which was my target for the end of the year. So I've got about a month to do that. So if you are watched this far and you haven't subscribed, I would really appreciate it if you have. And if you let me know that you've subscribed and what game you want me to play next, I just might do it or might bump it up the order because we've got a little collection of games that have been shouted out by the regulars who tuned in, and so we might be able to get yours on there. Thank you very much and goodbye.